Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative topical podcast by the Boss Rush Network. It's your boy, LeRon, back in the house tonight, and alongside me is the one, the only, PK Power Pat Klein himself. What's up, dude?
That is right, the one and the only.
The one and the only.
It's
For real.
it's a very short crew tonight.
Yeah. For anyone who's wondering, our poor little Stephanie, she has COVID. And it's actually her first time with COVID. So it's just you and me tonight, Pat.
Yep.
But you know what? We're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make it entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the pre-show. This is for our bronze tier Patreon patrons. This is an exclusive segment. So this is designed to open the show with a small topic of conversation chosen either by a Patreon submission or by a delegated panelist of the week. And so get ready for a nice little ride here because we're going to get started. So Pat,
Yes.
we had a question come in. Somebody asked us, what is our favorite invention of all mankind? And I had to do just a little bit of digging into this one because I was like, when of all mankind, like, what are we talking about here? And I got a little more clarification. It could be basically anything, going all the way back to the invention of the stone wheel.
All
So
right.
that was a long damn time ago.
That definitely is a very long time ago.
Yeah, so
I can recall that time. Super time.
that was before my time for sure, and I'm pretty old. I don't know, like it's just you and me tonight. So I guess why don't you go first?
All right. Well, it may not be one of the best inventions out there, but for this summer, I do highly appreciate it. I love the air conditioner.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. I heard this before. It was a line in an anime. For a lot of you nerds out there, ever watched Neon Genesis Evangelion? There was an episode where like it was a freaking heat wave in Tokyo, and the line that was used is like the air conditioner is mankind's one triumph over Mother Nature. And yes, that is true.
Yep.
It
Until she decides to make it even hotter and burn out the air conditioner, then we're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my god. I really don't want to be living when there's a time when like the AC is just not going to be able to handle the job.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. When was the air conditioner invented? Was the air conditioner invented? All right. The first modern air conditioner, was invented on July 17th, 1902 by Willis Haviland Carrier.
1902?
1902, and that may explain why the Carrier air conditioner.
Oh yeah, the name Carrier. Yeah.
Father of air conditioning. Let's see. He was an engineer who created the system to solve humidity's issue in Brooklyn in a printing plant because it was damaging ink used for printing. So he used coils filled with cold water to cool the air and remove the moisture. And that is your first modern day air conditioner.
All right, yeah. I can't say enough about the AC at my place. As a matter of fact, a place like the last place I was living in before like I moved into the apartment out here. My former roommate, he had just bought the house and everything, right?
Yep.
And and the house was like 14 years old, and the AC unit was the same unit that was built that was installed when the house was built. And so because he bought the house during the wintertime, there was no real way to test and make sure like the AC was doing what it was supposed to do. So we were in for the shock of our lives that first summer in that house. Like like we just thought the AC was just that was just so hot outside. The AC wasn't doing enough to keep up with it. No, the AC was done. And we didn't realize what was going on until my roommate at the time got that first electricity bill for the summer, and I've never seen an electricity bill say $800 for a house. I've
God
never
damn.
I had never seen it before. And yes, it was a dual AC. It was a dual AC unit. So like the house had two units.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like both top and bottom level were just like full tilt and stuff like that. And man, it was. I don't know how we survived. Well,
Neither
I
do I.
know when it got too hot for me. I just went and took cold showers.
Yeah, those can be nice too, but no, my family was typically pretty poor. We did have like one air conditioner unit in the house, and it was typically saved for when it was like 90 degrees and
Oh,
like 100% humidity.
oh,
So then, and yeah, like I said, one unit it was installed in my mom's room. The rest of us had to use box fans, but
there were,
I don't
were.
know.
Did you ever learn the box fan trick where you get a bucket of ice? You get a bucket of ice and put behind it, so like it's actually pulling that cool moisture out and like blowing it towards you. Did you ever try that trick?
Nope, never had that trick. I've done the box fan in the window though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. When it gets that hot, though, the only thing you can really do with the box fan in the window is like use it to suck the hot air out.
Uh, I guess that would have helped too, but
Oh my
needless to
god,
say, that
now
house that I grew up in was super
hot as
hot
hell.
hot as hell during the summer and insanely drafty during the winter. So it was horrible both ways.
Oh, I bet.
Hmm. But yeah, air conditioner for your best use, keep it between 72 to 78, and only have it running up for like 8 to 10 hours at a time. So turn it
Yeah.
off at
No,
night.
no, we kept the AC on at night when we did not know the AC was malfunctioning. We kept it on at night because like when we woke up in the morning, that was when it felt good in the house. little did
I
we
believe
know,
it.
but little did we know by 11, 12 o'clock in the daytime, like it's miserable all over again.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So that was mine. What's yours, LeRon?
Okay, I'm gonna make it a little more current. I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, the good old fashioned smartphone. now,
Huh.
now here's a fun fact. The smartphone was created. The first prototype for the smartphone was first created in 1992 by an engineer at IBM. His name was Frank Canova. This prototype was called the Sweet Spot. Later, the final version of it, which was called the Simon Personal Communicator (SPC), Personal Communicator, I like that,
Hmm.
was released in 1994 and was the first touchscreen phone. It had a calculator, address book, calendar, email, and a sketch pad, and also introduced the first apps. However, Simon had some issues, including battery life of only 1 hour. Sounds like the problem we have with our handhelds right now, doesn't it?
I feel like we didn't have internet back then. How did you have email?
We had internet back then.
Not 94?
Hold on. The internet. Okay, maybe the internet was invented. The internet was invented in 1983. As a matter
Well,
of
yeah,
fact,
but
January 1st, 1983 is considered the first public birthday of the internet.
mhm,
Prior to this, it was all like computer networks that were. It was basically an intranet back then. So like they found a way to make it so where it was like internal like locations and stuff
mhm.
like that. Now let's see. When did the internet become? When was the
Because
internet
I
invented?
remember in high school when the internet started becoming available.
You're
Like,
right. You're right. The internet, the World Wide Web became available to the broader public 30 years ago on April 30th, 1993. So yeah, the smartphone preceded the internet.
wow, man,
Is that
how?
right? No.
No,
Well,
no, the
if we
internet
if
had
we, if
one
we, if we
year.
go to prototyping, the smartphone preceded the internet. But the internet came first, and then the first true edition smartphone came out in '94.
Man, I miss the 90s.
I do too. I do too. I feel like that was such. that was such a fun time in my opinion. I was born in the 70s. I was born in 75. So like I'm one of those people that can say born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, became an adult in the 90s and started living my life in the 2000s.
Yep. And now just take 10 years away from each of those, and that's my timeline. So I was growing up in the 90s, and yeah, I feel like the 90s was a great time.
I do
Like,
too. There's so much nostalgia. I feel like everything was coming to its own into its own in the 90s. And
mhm.
whereas like the 2010s and the 2020s now just feels like we're just living in a wasteland.
Did you know our president back then was like in his 50s? Remember having presidents that were in their 50s?
That was middle aged, like actually middle aged.
Actually, middle age, not senior citizens on,
Yeah.
deathbed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I heard someone say this. I heard someone say this today, and it kind of pissed me off, but also it kind of made me laugh. It was like old and older. Why am I voting? And the why am I voting part pissed me off, but old and older like definitely made me laugh.
Both out of touch. I mean, one's 78 and I think the other's 81.
81. Yeah.
So, like, seriously, like, if we have a starting age at 35 for presidents, why can't we have a, like,
Uh,
yeah, cutoff age?
yeah. Like you can be this age, you can turn this age while you're the president, but you cannot be running for president once you hit this age.
Yeah, I would say 70, absolute max.
70?
70.
Yeah. I don't know where I would stop that clock at, but 70 does sound good for me in all honesty because I feel like because like if the natural retirement age is 65, that means you still have five good that sounds bad, like 5 good years left in you. But what I'm saying is, but if the retirement age is 65 where you're supposed to get out of the workforce, then yeah, like anyone that's considered retiree age should not be running a country.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I like that logic better.
Yep, me too. Sadly, it won't ever happen because.
No. We have to make some we just have to I didn't want this pre-show banter to be like a basically a moralistic thing, but
Mhm.
everybody's got to get out there and vote, and everybody's got to vote on what matters to them, you know. And I mean, like, and not just what matters to them. Think about what matters to like your family, your kids, and the people you love, and all that stuff. Like, think about that stuff. Don't be 100% selfish and say I want this shit to change just for me, you know, because that's not the way to do it. As a matter of fact, people voting and saying, I want this shit to change just for me is probably how the fuck we got here.
That's exactly how we got there. It's the people with the money that says this is how I want it. And that's why we are where we are.
Yep. Yep.
Citizens United, beginning of the fall. And
Yeah. So,
now the Supreme Court just basically allowed bribery to be legal. So,
yeah. What the bloody, you know what,
mhm.
we can say this for another night. We can say this for a night that we don't have like a limited amount of time to talk about it because Jesus Christ.
All
Ah,
right.
God.
So, two best inventions in our opinion, the air conditioner and the smartphone.
Yeah. And for all you out there listening to us right now, like chime in. Let us know what your favorite invention of all mankind is. Is there something that trumps the smartphone? Is it something that makes the freaking air conditioner look like a glorified box fan? You let us know in the comments. We want to talk more about this in a future installment of After Dark or just amongst ourselves. So just remember, like hit up the Discord, hit us on Twitter X, do what you gotta do, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and wrap this pre-show segment up. So we thank you out there for listening. Patrons, please keep doing your thing. Like I said, like all it takes is $1 at the bronze tier to start, and you can wind up getting exclusive access to these pre-shows before we actually roll into our new episodes of the After Dark show. So there you go. Pat,
Yep.
thank you. I'll
Yep.
see you on the other side.
Yep. Bye.
All right, everyone, take care.
Episode of After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Thanks for your continued support.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Boss Rush After Dark, the topical podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. It's your boy, LeRon, back in the house, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Pat, PK Power Klein. What's up, dude?
What's poppin', LeRon? I'm the only one that can say that now.
I kind of love that someone actually gets to say my line. It actually tickles me to hear that someone say my line. Yeah, man. It's popping. Like, I mean, you know, we're it's
Popping like corn.
Yeah. Just for people who do not know this, After Dark has shifted to a new recording night. So instead of you hearing us talking about it's the middle of the week, we're now towards the beginning of the week. We record on Tuesday nights now. So there's that. Still same crew. Minus one tonight because Stephanie is out. Unfortunately, she is suffering from COVID. She finally got.
She got good.
Yeah, Stephanie, we love you. We miss you, and we are wishing you a speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how's your Tuesday going, Pat?
It's all right. It's kind of a busy work day, but overall, it's not too bad. I got to work from home, which I always appreciate.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Like it's been, I don't know, like Monday for me, if that makes any sense.
Yep. Oh, Monday was definitely Monday. Definitely Monday. It felt like there was a lot of unfinished business from the weekend.
Yeah, but hey, you know what though? We
Yep.
got we got holiday week coming.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
got holiday weekend coming. Hell yeah, I can't wait for it. I usually hate 4-day weekends. Well, actually, no. Let me take that back. I hate 4-day weekends where like the holiday is on the Monday and you wind up getting the Tuesday off. But when the holiday is on the Thursday and you get like Friday and the weekend off, I love it.
Well, technically, you know, for at least at my work, for us to get the Friday off, we need to ask off. So they expect us to come. They expect us to have off Thursday, come in Friday, and then have the weekend. But
I'm sorry.
luckily, I get to work from home on Friday, so I will think of it almost as
It's a day off.
extended day, even though I will be sure to have my computer open and checking any emails, if any, coming in.
Yeah, I'm actually, I also work from home for the most part. So yeah, I have my email open, even though like one of the cool things about my job is like I kind of poll like my clients and stuff because like I work in IT, so I poll
Mhm.
my clients to see like what they are doing. For if there's a Friday preceding a holiday, but going into the weekend, I poll my clients to see what their active working hours are, and if a majority of them are actually saying like, "Oh no, we're not going to be up on the Friday," I immediately set my auto response on my Outlook to say I'm out of the office until so and so date.
Until someone actually needs me.
And then I screen my emails.
Yep.
Oh
That's how
man.
you do it. That is how you do it.
Yep. So yeah, so it's just us tonight, and I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. So real quickly, let's go ahead and get this out the way. So if you want to support Boss Rush After Dark and the Boss Rush podcast, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and begin subscribing. Subscribe to the tiers on our Patreon can grant you perks like the new exclusive pre and post shows, voting rights for spoiler casts and video game book club, also exclusive question threads for Spotlight Podcasts, early access to After Dark, and more. As always, though, your viewership and listenership is enough for us. You can also just please subscribe to Boss Rush. I'm sorry, subscribe to the Boss Rush Network on YouTube. And if you're watching this video right now, please give it a like. Also, leave some comments for us. If you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or even if you don't, hey, just leave us a rating and a nice review on either of those platforms. You can also find all of our banters, features, listicles, listicles, okay, reviews, and more on our website. That's all over at bossrush.net. So there you go. Real fast, just a quick recaps. Pat, are there any upcoming content spotlights or guest appearances that you want to just give a quick shout out to for all of our listeners and viewers out there?
Well, I know next week, Monday, Steph and I will be recording with, I believe they're called Ritual Studios, who are making an independent game. It's a mix between an RPG, well, it's an RPG, traditional RPG that's music themed. So we look forward to talking with them, and hopefully that one though might not be out for a bit. So, but it's something we plan on talking about here soon. And also, there will be a book club coming out in the middle of the month for Stray. And we got a really awesome guest from Toge Productions, all the way from Indonesia. Her name is Lala, and she's one of the social media managers over at Toge. So, and a fellow cat lover. So we're excited.
Okay. Um, nothing really to report here. Just in the coming weeks, we're going to have a couple of special guests coming on to After Dark. So be on the lookout for that. I am not going to say who those guests are. Number one, because like they're not a hard in for the episode, but also I want to keep everyone that's listening surprised when it does happen. So just be on the lookout for that. And beyond that, that's pretty much it for us as far as like upcoming events, spotlights, and other announcements. So we're about to get into our topic of the show. If you have a topic that you want to talk about, you can please join our free tier on the Patreon or just join the Boss Rush Network Discord. We're always looking for guests as well, so let us know if you'd like to be on. And no, you do not have to be anybody special within the Boss Rush Network. You also do not have to be anybody special out there in the internet world, so you don't have to be part of another organization. Just let us know if you'd like to come on. Like, one of us will get in contact with you and give you a chance to shine. So yeah, so be on the lookout, like just in case, because
The only requirement is you have to be 18
yes,
or older.
yes, 18 or older. All right, so yeah, so given that Stephanie is out and because she's sick right now, I think this is a wonderful time for us because we haven't talked about this on the show in a while. We haven't talked about we haven't brushed the topic of COVID in a while. But we're still living with COVID, believe it or not. Like, it's 2024. Like the first news of COVID was what, 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, it started in 2019.
2019. Yeah.
2019, around November 2019 in China.
Hmm.
And it didn't become more prevalent worldwide
Until
until
about February
March.
2020.
Yeah,
Yeah, March.
February
Yeah.
was where I think we started seeing the first cases, but it wasn't until March where we started closing down things
Yeah.
because of this.
Yeah. But yeah, like we've had, I've lost track of how many strains we've had now. I want to say we're on strain number 7. Is that right? I think.
Well, I don't know like what strain it's. Let's just say we've gone through pretty much the whole Greek alphabet, uh,
Yeah.
and now we're
Yeah.
calling things by other names. But according to history, right now, we're still technically on the Omicron, and
Really?
yeah,
That bitch has been around for a hot minute.
yeah. But of course, it's been mutating like crazy to have all these subvariant strains. The
Yeah.
current ones have been affectionately nicknamed the Flirt.
The
F-
flirt?
the Flirts. Yeah, and so the new one here is called the JN1, common variant of the KP2 and KP3, which are so this the KP2 and 3 and 1s are what's called the flirt variants,
Mhm.
and the JN1 is a descendant of KP2 and KP3.
Oh my
So
god.
and believe it or not, this is now the most affectionate infectious disease, since the last infectionist one, and the one before that, and the one before that. Seriously, like COVID has been having a phenomenal time, literally breaking every single record of infectious disease. Like as soon as we say this is the most infectious disease ever, a new variant comes out and it succeeds on
Yeah.
topping that.
It's like it's saying, "Hold my beer."
Yep, we're not done mutating yet.
Uh, so Pat, I got a question for you. Have
Yep.
you had COVID? Have you had COVID yet?
If I have, I would be I would have be asymptomatic because I've never. Every time I've like actually been sick, I've tested and I've always tested negative. So it's either I have not had it yet, or I've had it and I've just never had the symptoms.
So you might be asymptomatic. You'd be lucky. You would be lucky because I thought I was asymptomatic for a while. It took like I caught COVID like 2 years in to the cycle.
Mm.
And yeah, like I was a person who like I was a person who like I was doing all the precautions and stuff like that. So I was screening myself at least once a month and stuff like that. I'd already had at that time 3 doses of the vaccine. Well, 3 doses of the vaccine.
Mhm.
And I mean when I say 3 doses, I mean like three of the you got to get 2 shots of this bitch.
3 of the
um,
2 shot. What?
yeah. Wait. Okay, no, no,
No,
no.
the first one was 2
The
shot.
first one was 2 shots, and then every
Then the
subsequent,
boost. Yeah.
then a booster.
And
Yeah, so
every
I had
October is November-ish is a new booster.
Yeah, so I had the initial vaccine, and then I had 3 boosters up to that point. And yeah, and so like a month after my booster, like I got COVID, and I'm still trying to figure out how the hell did I get COVID because like I wore my masks, I did a pretty diligent job of washing my hands and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I probably can't say I was the best at social distancing, but I did do a good job of like trying to stay out of groups of people and not really like like having myself in like large permeations of people and stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
Oh, and anytime I had a doctor's appointment, I was neurotic about making sure I had gloves and a mask with me and stuff like that. I was even one
Sounds
of the
like
few
you would
people.
have gotten it when Omicron was
Yeah,
getting
it
to be.
was the Omicron strain. Yeah, it was during that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, now this is the weird part, and some people probably heard me. Some of our previous listeners, because this is before you actually joined us as a member of the Boss Rush Pod and After Dark. Some of the listeners may have remembered I was saying my boyfriend and I we went Thanksgiving. We took a trip to DC for a small vacation for that weekend.
Mhm.
And on the drive up, I was feeling good. I was feeling, like on the drive up, I was feeling good till we made a quick stop into a Starbucks. Um, uh, we bought some drinks as refreshments for the road and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I remember I bought one of those pineapple passion fruit drinks because like Starbucks calls themselves being fancy and they have like mixers,
Yep.
non-alcoholic
I
mixers.
do like the dragon fruit one.
Yeah, I like dragon fruit one too. But yeah, so this one, the pineapple one has like dehydrated pineapple chunks in it and stuff like that. So I remember I finished the drink and I was eating the pineapple chunks that were left over in it and stuff like that. And maybe like 20 minutes later, all of a sudden,
Mhm.
like my throat got scratchy to the point where I was thinking, man, like the pineapples must have been really acidic, because like
Yeah.
it was really aggravating my throat. So like every now and then I was just doing the, just trying to like like scratch my own throat and stuff like that. And it got to a point where like my boyfriend was taking notice. He's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but it feels, but like ever since I finished that drink, like my throat is just like feeling weird and stuff like that. And he's like, "Are you
Mhm.
sure you're okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Does this
Um,
taste like water to you? This tastes like water to me. No.
I did not, I did not lose my sense of taste. I did not lose my sense of smell. Like if I honestly, I would have been all right losing my sense of smell, but if I lost my sense of taste, I probably would have been ready to jump off of a building.
Yeah. No, I had a friend. She didn't really have many symptoms, but she noticed one day that she could not taste her coffee. And she's like that was the symptom that she experienced her on her first COVID was just no taste. And she said it was miserable like cuz like she wasn't feeling sick. She just couldn't taste the damn thing. But
Uh huh.
COVID because of it.
Mm, mm.
It's like
Yeah. So we finished getting into DC and everything, right? And
Hmm.
I'm still feeling all right, like the throat thing is still kind of bugging me and whatnot. Um, we go out to find something to eat, and like for anyone that remembers Thanksgiving 2022, was it 2022? Yeah,
Hmm.
Thanksgiving 2022. It was cold if you were like in the northern states. It was cold. Yeah, and a city like Washington D.C., like like wind just cuts through those streets like woof, like a force, and stuff like that. So we were walking back to the hotel after we'd had dinner at a restaurant and everything, and I was feeling hot, but I was sitting there thinking maybe I was thinking to myself maybe I'm hot because my body's overcompensating for the fact that it is freaking cold outside right now, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So we wound up walking through DC, and like we walk and my boyfriend loves to like explore and stuff, so we wound up like walking from the restaurant. We walked all the way down to Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House before, and then turned around and went back to the hotel. So by that point, I was freaking freezing. I was and I was kind of starting to have hot and cold flashes, and that right there tells me, oh, you have a fever. So we get back to the hotel. Like I'm just drained. I'm just wiped out and stuff like that. Um and uh
Hmm.
and I'm like, I'm gonna take a shower to like warm myself up, because like even though I was hot, my skin was really cold. Um so I was like, I'm gonna take a shower to warm up, and then we can figure out something to do, and then like call it a night. After I took that shower, like I called it a night. I was done.
Yep.
I was done. Somewhere in the middle of the night, like my boyfriend wakes me up, and he's like, you are burning up, and and I was like, yeah, this is unusual for me and stuff like that. Still, like, wasn't really feeling bad. And actually did not start feeling bad until the middle of the next day. Um, you know, and I was like, okay, there's something wrong with me. So like we were walking through DC. We stopped by a Walgreens. We picked up a thermometer and we picked up a thermometer and something else. We didn't pick up a COVID test, which is kind of weird now to think about it. We didn't get a COVID test.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got a thermometer. I also got myself like some cough medicine and stuff like that, because I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm sick, but it feels like a sinus infection, because that's how it was starting to feel. And I suffer from sinus infections. So I had the fever, I had the congestion and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so my fever, like it was not a high fever. Like it wasn't 100, it was like 99, but close to 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 4-day weekend Thanksgiving, right? So you were up in DC and stuff like that. We didn't leave. We left DC on Sunday morning and stuff like that. And and to his credit, my boyfriend is one of those. I thought I was a hypochondriac. He is a hypochondriac. Like he thinks everything's gonna make him sick and stuff like that. To his credit, like he suffered, with me, like and stuff like that. So when we got home, he dropped me off at my place, and he went to go. I can't remember what he did. I think I want to say he stopped by his office to pick up some stuff for work, because he was going to stay home the next day. And work from home basically.
Yeah.
So
They were still the regulations of if you knew someone that you're. Well, did you guys know that you had COVID
not
at that
yet.
point? Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. So here's the kicker, right? So like he drops me off. It's Sunday afternoon. He drops me off, and I'm
Hmm.
talking to my roommate and his girlfriend. Um, and she was like, something's wrong with your voice. I was like, yeah, I was sick. I was sick while we were up there. And she's like, are you okay? Okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling better now. And I truly was. I truly was feeling better. And then as we're talking about it, the more and more I got to thinking about it, I was like, what was wrong with me, and stuff like that, and I was in the kitchen, and we have like COVID tests in our
Hmm.
kitchen, in one of the kitchen in the kitchen utility drawer. And
Yeah.
I was in the drawer for something. I think I was looking for like a screwdriver or something, and I saw the COVID test, and I was like, hmm. So I pulled one out, took one. Pat, I kid you not, like I swear, like within 30 seconds of me actually putting the drops into the little testing thing, like the
Hmm.
line just showed up immediately, and I was like, "Holy fuck, I have COVID!" I have I had COVID and I've been down here talking to my roommate and his girlfriend for the last 15 minutes. So I was like, guys, I have COVID. I have to go upstairs.
Mhm.
Wash your hands. I
Call
called
the
my
boyfriend.
I called my boyfriend and he's like, you know what? I was starting to suspect something because he was like, I just started feeling bad.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, and of course, like with COVID tests don't tell you anything immediately. Like so normally you have to have at least 24 hours, 40 hours of exposure. And so like he had to wait. So we got back on a Sunday. He didn't get his confirmation he had COVID until Tuesday morning. And
Mhm.
by the time he got his confirmation of COVID Tuesday morning, it had already like knocked him on his ass and stuff like that. And it's crazy because like even though I was feeling great on Sunday compared to the previous 2 days, it was like as soon as I saw I had COVID, I immediately was back to being sick again. So
Uh,
I think it took me a whole week to bounce back from it. My poor boyfriend though, like he had those symptoms for almost a month.
yeah.
And it is just wild how like how people's biology are different and stuff like that. I don't always get sick, but whenever I do get sick, it's usually a sinus infection. Sometimes I may come down with the flu, and stuff like that. But yeah, for me to bounce back in like a week, like I bounced back in a week, like I was feeling better in a week, but I didn't pull negative until like Tuesday or Wednesday of the following week. Uh, but yeah, my poor boyfriend, like he had a rough time. He lost his sense of smell. His sense of taste was starting to go. His sense of taste was
Mhm.
diluted. As you were saying, like your friend, like she knows she couldn't taste coffee. Like that's when he realized that it was he. That's when he felt it was getting worse for him because like he actually started his sense of taste started dulling right before he got better.
Mm.
Yeah, and
N-
I don't know,
Now,
like
did he go see someone and maybe pick up some medication for this, or did he?
No,
Okay.
because he's one of those people where like he's one of those people where like like and I'm kind of the same way. I kind of know what they're gonna do for me if I went to urgent care or went to the ER. They're just gonna give me like the strongest decongestant we can find, and that's it, and because he knew he wasn't because he didn't go see somebody right when he was coming out of it. He didn't get the whatever that shit is that they were pumping like Trump full of back when he caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, that was my one and only time with COVID so far. That's all I'm gonna say so far, because since then, like I still take precautions. I for a good while, for a good while, I was still wearing masks, out in public and stuff like that. I've kind of slacked back on that. I still do like carry hand sanitizer with me. I do have gloves in my car. One of the things I was doing, and I thought it was hilarious, because whenever I would pump gas, I
Mhm.
had I had like a box of the gloves with me, and I would have the gloves on, at the gas pump pumping gas, while everybody else is just having masks on pumping gas. And I remember every time I would get out, put some gloves on, and start pumping gas, you would see like this dawn of realization on people's faces that see me just out there with the gloves on. Everybody's like, wait a damn minute. we're doing this backwards because like everybody's standing outside in open air pumping their gas. Like,
Mhm.
why are we wearing a fucking mask?
Uh,
We should be with the PPE. We should have on our gloves because no one cleans those damn gas pumps. Nobody cleans those gas pumps.
nope. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
I.
so yeah, for the most part, I've kind of relaxed. I have not come down with COVID again since then, and that's not saying that I think I'm immune at this point. I don't think anyone's.
Mhm.
I feel like COVID is going to be just basically what the common cold is for us, and well, actually more like the flu. And I don't like saying that because like that's kind of how we got into this problem because like we let the people in authority and the government say, oh, it's just like the flu, and they didn't talk about the severity of it. COVID, in my opinion, now, like, and these novel viruses have been around. Like, I mean, SARS, the bird flu, and all that stuff. it's
Hmm.
all in my uneducated opinion, it's all the same thing because it's part of the same family of viruses and stuff like that. So it's always going to be there and things like that. And yeah, eventually, like, we will get strong enough to where, like, it actually is considered endemic, which means it's part of the environment and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But for the time being, like, it's a reality. And yeah, people are still getting sick and contracting it and stuff like that. And it's still one of those things you have to be on the lookout for and be protective of. I'm just kind of glad. Well, I don't really hear a lot about the mortality rate. I think it's probably because, like, the news has just calmed down with that shit.
No, it
But
honestly has the mortality rate has lessened with the latest or with the Omicron at least. The thing about viruses is that, yeah, it's ever changing, but a virus does not want to kill its host. A virus needs its host alive to be able to reproduce. So I think that's kind of one of the mutations uh, that we've seen now with this virus is that it's doing less harm because it's adapting itself to be able to try and survive. If
Mm.
the virus keeps killing off their host, it's a crappy virus and it's not gonna be able to reproduce much
True.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly for me, just the way I keep safe is I wash my hands before I put them near my mouth or anything. If I want to eat something, like if I'm hungry, I will get up, I will go to the bathroom to wash my hands, and then I'll come back and I'll, be happy to eat something then. But
Yeah.
also,
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I'm washing my hands. I wash my hands a lot, and I'm also one of those. I'm also one of those weirdos because, like, if my hands just feel off, I just go wash them.
true, yeah, no, it's but yeah, I'm a hermit. I sleep a lot, so maybe that also helps me too. Um, but my immune system, knock on wood, tends I don't get sick that often. And when I do, it's usually nothing too serious. But it is something that I always do have in the back of my mind is like just be smart about it. Like wash your hands.
Yeah.
Like if you see someone who's sick, maybe don't like hang out with them. Like or if like there's a lot of coughing in the office, make an excuse to go home. Like just say you don't feel comfortable with the illnesses. It's honestly just play it safe. It's best you can do. Look out for yourself. And if you do feel sick, do not come into the office. I
Mm-hmm.
swear to God, they do not need you in the office. We now have technologies where you can work from home.
Well, they're
That's
gonna act like they need you in the office, but you need to do the best thing and be like, no, I'm not coming in.
yeah, because honestly, they're benefiting you by you not being there if you're sick, because that means you can get others sick. So don't show up.
Yep. I just want to say, as far as some tips out there and everything, just use common sense. Like, yeah, I feel like now, like, I see a lot of people out there that are not wearing masks and stuff like that, and like, I I just don't want to think about the fact is, hey, are they vaccinated or not? I haven't had a vaccine in over a year at this point. I might, well, a booster, I should say.
Yeah.
I might get the next. Wait, no, not over a year. I'm lying. I got a booster at the beginning of this year. Um,
Oh.
because my doctors were like, no, 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 nope, I'm lying again. Like, I got a booster somewhere around October, November last year because like, I did a lot of traveling last year. Like, I went I went I
Mhm.
went to visit family down south like 3 times last year, during those critical periods and stuff like that. So I was like, I need to get vaxxed. So when I got my flu shot, I went ahead and I got DP'd. I got the flu shot in one arm and the booster in the other arm. And holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever do a DP. Honestly, I will be the one who gets the flu shot 1 week and get the COVID shot the next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I always try to be strategic about it. I'm like, if I'm gonna get this thing, I'm gonna get it on a Thursday. That way, like if it like flattens me, like I'll have Saturday and Sunday to recover from it. And yeah, like that's basically what happened. Like I got mine. I got mine. Actually, they did not have any. They were not doing the vaccine. They were not doing the vaccine on Thursday, but they were doing it on Friday. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing it on Friday. So I got in line and did it on Wednesday. So I got both shots, and of course, come Friday, I was feeling like shit, but I was able to push through my work day. And man, Saturday was just a whole day in bed with the blackout curtains pulled, a fan on me, and me just watching like a whole bunch of anime and TV shows.
Nice. I didn't get the COVID one this last year. I will probably do this coming year though, just because I felt like it didn't really improve anything last year. I got the flu shot, and I will say I feel like the more I've been getting these shots, the less symptoms I get with the
Right.
shots. Like the flu shot's usually the one that puts me down. And this flu shot, honestly, I didn't even feel sick. So, I just felt normal still.
Mhm.
So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely wish everyone well out there. Like, your health is paramount. So like definitely like stay on top of that and things of that nature. And it's not just for COVID. Like it's like for any communicable diseases out there. So where everything from the flu to the common cold, stuff like that. Remember, sometimes like you just having these conditions like lead to other conditions. Like you can wind up with bronchitis, pneumonia, and all that other stuff. So like do your due diligence out there. Like stay safe, wash your hands. Wait, what's it? Wash your hands, blow your nose.
Not in
And
that order. Due
yeah, not in that
diligence.
order. Blow your nose, wash your hands.
Yep.
And yeah, just be smart out there, because like this stuff is still out there. Stephanie's living proof.
Hmm.
Almost 5 years into it, and she just caught it. And she works in the medical field. So like number one, kudos to her for the fact that she's been able to avoid it being a member of the medical field and stuff like that. Just recently, we had a conversation with Matt on the show about what it was like working as a technically a first responder during the time of COVID and stuff like that. So go back a couple of episodes and check out what he had to say about it, because that was a good conversation. So yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing else really to say on this. What say you, Pat?
Nope. I say we just let it pass.
All right.
Let it
Yeah.
pass like the virus.
Like the virus. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So it doesn't look like we have any questions from our listeners. Just remember, if you want your question read on the show, please join the Boss Rush Network Discord, or look out for the question thread on our free Patreon tier, and then leave all that in either of those threads for us. You can also email us at bossrush.com I'm sorry, bossrushafterdark@gmail.com. But yeah, always be on the lookout. We're always like looking to take questions, and we hope to hear from you soon. Pat, I think that's our show for tonight.
Yep.
All right. So I want to go ahead and thank everyone for watching and or listening to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative topical podcast for the Boss Rush Network. We hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July. We will be back next week for an all new episode of Boss Rush After Dark. Hopefully Stephanie will be back with us. We wish you well, Stephanie. We miss you.
Hmm.
As always, you can catch new episodes of the show every Friday on your podcast service of choice or on YouTube. You can also get this show 2 weeks early and ad free, along with any other perks for as little as $1 by just becoming a patron. So hit us up over at patreon.com/Boss Network. And also be sure to check out our merch and find all of our content over at bossrush.net. All right. We're signing off. Pat, you have any goodbyes you want to say? Any shout outs?
Wash your hands.
Yes. Wash your hands. Wear some gloves at the pump. Keep hand sanitizer in your car. Stuff like that. All right.
Fist bump.
Fist bump. Yeah. Fist bump or do the shoulder tap. Do the shoulder tap. All right,
In fact,
everyone.
just don't interact with people. That's what I do.
Be a hermit. There's safety in that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. We will see you for our next episode. You all be safe out there and have a good night. So
Bye.
long.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.